Boom.
That was kind of a quiet little.
Yeah, we had some issues with the audio there.
Oh,
Rick.
was I covering it?
That's way better.
That's it. There it is.
That is way better. Well, here we are. Episode 18. I had to go back and look. I couldn't remember what episode number we were on.
Is that
I
right?
knew it was a
18?
multiple of 3.
I think this is actually episode 19 because we accidentally counted one twice.
Yeah. We counted one twice. So this should be
Did
18.
I do that?
Oh, this is 18. Okay.
Should be 18. So
Okay.
I think I was on the 3s. I was the 3rds. But anyways, I digress.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll just say it's 18. The 18th week in a row. Well, not in a row, but 18th week that we have brought sunshine and glory to the world. I'm very proud of us. You know what I mean, guys?
For sure.
18 weeks. That's like
Weeks.
That's a whole semester.
It's almost 5 months.
Yeah, it's a long time.
That's a whole semester of school, you know?
We did it. We're killing it. Killing the game. You know?
And all this because we had a little pandemic boredom.
Of all the things good that came out of the pandemic, this is the best.
I agree.
For sure. For sure.
All right, let's get into it today, guys. What do you think, huh? Little head-to-head. Pop culture edition.
Pop culture.
Yeah, a little
Kardashians and all them.
What?
We're going to talk about the Kardashians.
Well,
God, I hope we talk about the Kardashians.
not the Kardashians per se, but we're going to answer some hard-hitting questions that have really plagued our culture for a long time about which is better. And we're going to start with the old school one. Star Wars or Star Trek? Now, there's 2 ways to look at this, you know. We can look at just the old school versions of both of these as just a separate entity that we're trying to evaluate. Or we can look at the entire thing as a whole, you know, the entire Star Wars movie, game, TV show thing, and the Star Trek TV show, movie thing. But, you know, I really don't think it matters. And I'm going to tell you, I'm probably going to be in the minority here.
You're going to go Star Wars.
I'm going to go to a galaxy not far away, okay?
Wow.
I'm going to go on the Starship Enterprise.
Really?
Star Trek, bro. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
I love me some Captain Kirk. Big freaking fan. My dad loved Star Trek when we were growing up, so he'd like play it on a freaking loop. He got like all the DVDs of the seasons and just put them in they'd be playing constantly. And you know, I'd catch one every once in a while. And Captain Kirk is a bad mother effer. I'll tell you that much. He's a ladies' man. He's a starship captain.
Yeah.
He's a great fighter, you know. Beam me up, Scotty. That still lasts, you know. Dr. Spock, you know, or Mr. Spock, live long and prosper. You got Bones, the doctor. And the new ones, you know, the new ones have been okay. I don't know. But the new ones have been on par with the new Star Wars movies. I'll say that.
You've been raving about the old Mandalorian here lately. So
I do love me some Mandalorian. That's such a small part of the Star Wars monster machine, you know?
Sure.
Well, this is clearly the dorkiest head-to-head we've ever had. But there's one answer here, and it's Star Wars, because it's Shakespearean.
Oh, knew that was coming.
The hero's journey. Yes.
Come on,
yes.
Rick.
The hero's journey.
Well, yeah, so I'm with you, Helton. This is definitely the nerdiest of all. You know, those of you that know my dad know he is the biggest nerd of all time. And I'm like you, Coleman. You know, my dad grew up you know, just living with Star Trek on. You know, we had VHSs all the recordings that he would have from TV. He would record them all and rewatch them. But to me, this kind of, I'm not a big fan of either one. I do like the newer stuff. I like the new Star Trek, actually. I like the new Star Wars, the ones that I've seen. But to me, this really comes down to, do you like the TV show or do you like movies? And we've kind of had this debate before. And to me, it's always better to have the TV show because it can draw out into longer stories. So me being very indifferent about like the content and them being very similar as far as storylines, it's got to be Star Trek.
What?
Here's the other reason. I got big ears and I can relate to Spock a little bit. He's kind of quiet. I'm quiet. He's got these big old ears. Me too. We're very similar.
He's an alien. You too.
Yeah, he's got a human mom and an alien dad or something like that.
Right.
That's me.
Okay?
Wow.
Sure. Everything's coming up rigs on this one. I am shocked.
What a victory.
I'm shocked.
I would have bet my life savings on Star Wars,
So here's the reason too. I have not seen like any of the Mandalorian. I know I need to watch it. Have not seen any of it. And I also haven't seen but like one of the movies from Star Wars that's come out in the last 10 years. I don't know why. I've never watched them. So.
Well, Star Trek's going to take it,
Wow.
Live long and
disappointing. Let's get off this one.
I'm happy. This is good.
I hate it.
I thought I was going to be the contrarian there, All right. Here's a. This one will probably be a little bit easier. I think we're all three. I know where all three of us are going here.
Helton, where'd you go?
Oh, I had to sneeze.
Uh-oh.
Do I have a boogie? No, I think I'm okay.
Coming through the screen.
It's okay. It's not COVID. It's
just
allergies. It's allergies. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, I know I have 104 fever, but it's allergy.
Team Jacob.
Taste the coffee you're drinking.
Team Edward.
Okay. It's Jacob, clearly.
You guys remember how big a deal this was for a while?
Oh, yes.
It was an enormous deal.
It's Jacob, clearly, because werewolves are way cooler than vampires. Way cooler. You have a nice looking kid with some color versus a creepy kid who's as white as a sheet.
Golly.
Translucent, actually. I think I could see his blood. Like when someone's so white you can see all their veins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how white he is.
Yeah, listen, I'm with Hilton. Jacob's super duper athletic. Dude's ripped. Takes his shirt off. Dude's ripped. Let's give him some credit, first of all. Okay, he got swole for the movie. And like you said, werewolves way cooler than vampires. Especially the whole storyline that
what
werewolves are like.
What is he doing shaking his head?
I know where he's going. Listen, I'll tell you why I know where Reese is going in a second. Hold on. But
I know where it's ending up. I'm just saying.
But like the whole storyline of like that's their Native American tribe that is I think that's pretty cool too. Rather than some stupid freaking vampires with sparkly skin. I never understood why the girl in the movie just was so in love with Edward. I didn't get it. Still don't get it. Never will get it. She really screwed up. When she could have had that freaking beautiful piece of man.
When all this stuff came out was when I was teaching junior high. And so, of course, all the kids were reading this crap, but all the teachers were reading this crap.
Oh.
And you thought effing Twilight was like the pinnacle of Western literature.
God.
Like they would be drooling and talking about this crap. I'm like, you're 35 years old. No. Anyway, sorry. I hate Twilight for a totally different reason.
Riggs, we all know you're going with the vampires since you're part vampire.
So here's the deal. right? I've got the fangs already. I'm basically a vampire, right? So I can relate to that with Edward. I'm super, super pale. Like you can see the light glaring off of my forehead right now.
Blinding.
I might as well be translucent myself. I can completely relate to Edward. Everything that Edward is what I am. But here's the deal. Jacob is everything I want to be.
Yes.
And it's always gonna be Team Jacob. All right.
Yes.
He's hairy. I gotta grow out my beard because he's hairy like a werewolf. I want to be
man.
Jacob. He's ripped. He's good looking. Edward's just what? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't get
Team
it.
Jacob.
No offense to that guy. Like I'm
Yeah.
excited to see him in the Batman stuff, but like I don't look at him like, oh, that guy's super good looking. You know what I mean?
Sure.
The question is, are you into jocks or are you into emo kids? And that's going to answer your question.
Emo kids.
Emo kids. Emo kids love vampires.
A threefer, man. Look at us. You know?
Wow. Who would have thought this would be the thing that we'd bond over?
Man. Now, hey, the next one. Pretty tough. Pretty tough. We'll see. NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys? Now, gut tells you most people gonna say NSYNC, largely because of one reason. JT. But if we take the groups as a whole, all right, that's what we're focused on. We're not focused on their careers afterwards. We don't care what they did as a solo artist. We're talking about just that specific group. So I'm gonna let you guys go first. Let's see.
Well, so here's where I'm at. You know, I loved them both. Takes me back to like 3rd or 4th grade when it was like popular and cool to be like a boy band lover or something. And you know, here's the deal. You know, I look at NSYNC, and first of all, I don't have any clue who the guy on the left is right here. No clue. Couldn't tell you his name. But then there's Lance Bass. There's JC.
Yeah.
You know, obviously Justin Timberlake, and then you've got Joey Fatone here.
Joey Fat One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys. I know there was Nick Carter.
Oh yeah.
And the only reason I remember him, do you guys remember Aaron Carter?
His brother.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the only reason I remember Nick is because of his brother. Oh, that's Aaron Carter's brother. That's how I remember him. You know, so I mean, I know it sounds crazy. It seems like it's easy. Well, it is easy. It's NSYNC. It's not even close.
Wow.
And I will tell you, the Backstreet Boys had some bops.
Backstreet's back. All right.
Sure. All right. Well, I can't think of the one that I like now.
Oh, that's good. Great job.
Yeah, I went completely blank. But let's be clear. Let's look at the catalog of work. NSYNC. Now, granted, none of them wrote a word of any of that stuff. But the catalog is that thick.
Yeah, you know, the deal is, for a while, they had a little healthy rivalry going on, it felt like. It was a little bit of a back and forth and a back and forth. You know, you had everybody, yeah. But like you guys said, you know, it's the entire catalog, you know. NSYNC was coming out of stuff even after the whole boy band thing kind of came to a conclusion. NSYNC came back around and came out with Dirty Pop, you know. And that song, boy, that runs through my head at least once a week still. Dirty Pop, but can't stop. Mm-hmm. So, you know, even though JT goes on to have this amazing career, Joey Fatone, hey, props to him. That dude's still doing stuff, you know. He's got like some hot dog stands and stuff like that. I saw him on
he's
comedian shows.
Yeah, I think he's the host of a game show.
See, good for him.
I don't remember what it's called, but
the other guys,
Lance Bass, breaking barriers, tearing down walls, right?
Okay.
The other two, I'm sure they're up to stuff.
They got stuff going on.
Yeah, I don't need to know everything they're doing.
Right.
Yeah, I think we're all.
And I will say, me and Ramsey did a little lip sync battle contest to a Backstreet Boys song.
No, that is true.
Like 5 years ago or so,
Boy,
and we killed it. Okay, so
absolutely destroyed it.
yeah, and that's the deal. That's the problem. Ultimately, we remade the song better.
Yeah, we had all
So
the moms, all the the 30-year-old moms were reminiscent of the times when they heard those songs when they first came out.
yeah,
Hearts were fluttering everywhere.
yep.
But hey, another threefer. I'm proud of us, you guys. You know what I
There we
mean?
go.
Really getting
Two
some.
two out of three on the threefers.
Sure.
And listen, I was struggling to kind of come up with ideas, but I'm very happy that we came around the way we did. All right. So let's get into, I'm the creator of the next segment. It's not Cole's Corner, but I'm the one that kind of came up with the idea for the whole round robin competition. I have to put that on my back and say that was all me. It was me. It was me.
Are you?
99.9, 100%. It was me. Yeah.
I'm fairly certain I came up with that.
No, I don't think so. I think I had the text where I sent it to you guys, probably still. But nonetheless,
This is a lie, and I want the BOG Squad to know that. But let's continue. I insist.
We can go back in the history banks and figure out which one it was.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to.
Yeah, that's what I would say too if I was wrong.
No.
But what we'll do here, since we're kind of rolling into December now, I didn't want to do a full Christmas episode right now. That's not what we're doing. But as we get rolling into Christmas, they always have shows on TV and stuff like that. So I wanted to know how many, and obviously the good ones come to mind first, but Riggs, I think you know where I'm going with this. You're a big fan of these Christmas movies. All right. We're going to round robin some Christmas movies. Okay. And I'll let Helton. Riggs, you're the reigning champion, aren't you?
I don't remember.
We never do these because they're my idea. So, right, Hilton? Anyways, I'll go first. I'll give you guys a couple of moments to think. There are so many good ones. And, I love a lot of Christmas movies, but I'm going to pick one that I absolutely hate. And we're going to start with that one just to kind of get things riled up. And I'll tell you, A Christmas Story is a terrible freaking movie. It is stupid. It is pointless.
What?
Dude licking a freaking light pole or whatever the heck's going on. There's a lamp that's a leg. I don't know what's going on. But that movie sucks.
If you don't know what's going on, it's because you haven't paid attention to it.
Watch enough of it. It sucks.
Listen, there's a reason why it plays for 24 hours straight on Christmas Day.
Because old people like it? I don't know.
Because it's the greatest
it's
Christmas
great.
movie.
Well,
Maybe
it's
not
the
the greatest.
worst. So that's the one I'm going to name first.
You're
Okay.
a fool. You're a
No,
fool.
you go next.
Helton,
It's a Wonderful Life.
Ooh, is that the one with the every time a bell rings, the angel
Yeah.
gets its wings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe 1905 or something like that.
1946. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly.
The war had just ended.
Might as well be the same year. Doesn't matter. They're all black and white
God,
at that point.
you're so. Oh my God, I'm so glad we're not doing this one in person.
I knew I was going to pick all the worst ones.
I don't understand why this one always gets lumped in, but everybody considers it a Christmas movie.
Oh,
So
there you go.
Die Hard.
Hey, sadly enough, never seen Die Hard.
Your taste in movies, I don't trust it.
It's not my taste so much as I just don't spend a lot of time just sitting down watching a movie all the way.
You've
through.
never seen Die Hard. Wow.
Sorry. All right, we'll go with a classic. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The cartoon version, the old school one.
Sure.
It's
Still
only
a
like
classic.
30 minutes long. That's more like a TV program.
Okay, whatever. Still a movie. Oh, I got a good one coming up next too.
Well,
Go
I'm gonna go with a modern classic. A Netflix production, A Christmas Prince.
What? Hey, are we naming Hallmark movies now or what?
There was a couple of years ago, they did this movie called A Christmas Prince, and it took off. And I don't know why. I never saw it, but it took off.
Never heard of it.
Well,
If we're gonna start attaching Christmas to random words, we might be here a while. Like Christmas
Right.
chair, you know?
And yes, Riggs, we can do Hallmark movies if you want. Although that's freeform movies now.
Freeform.
Are they called freeform movies?
They are. Well, the
I thought
network.
Freeform was a family.
ABC Family.
Yeah. Anyways.
But wasn't that the Hallmark channel?
Nuh-uh. Well, not on Cox Cable. I still have the Hallmark channel.
Cox Cable.
Do you really?
I think so.
Huh.
Okay. One of my favorites, Elf.
Ah, that may be the best Christmas movie of all time.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's
Shut up,
definitely
It's
it's
okay.
definitely
Yeah.
the most quotable.
Go watch a 1920s movie again, you freaking squirrel. All right, I'm going with Frosty the Snowman.
Oh,
Classic.
We're gonna sit here and pretend like the Home Alones didn't happen.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna go ahead and count all the Home Alones,
Ooh.
including number 2,
So-
where our president and dear leader Donald Trump, who is an exquisite example of manhood, saved Kevin
He did.
on Christmas.
you did. See, I start to kind of fall off here.
Yeah.
There's the one on there's the new one that was on Disney Plus, Noel.
Oh. So now we're naming Disney Plus movies, huh?
Yeah, I
That's
mean it
Hallmark
was
and
it was
Disney
popular
Plus
last
movies.
year.
That's what we're doing.
Yep.
Hmm.
I got a good one.
See, now I'm struggling. Santa Claus is coming to town.
That's not a movie.
It's a song. Is it a movie? Dang. I'm out. Sorry, guys.
Well, how about how about the Santa Claus?
Yes.
Oh, son of a gun! Are you serious?
Yes.
Come on, dude.
I'm so embarrassed.
You even said
said
Santa
it.
Claus is coming to town.
Oh, jeez. I love that.
Let's see. What about The Miracle on 34th Street?
All right, another old school classic.
A little old school.
Then I'm gonna go with the Bells of St. Mary's if we're doing old school classics.
You got to
Never
name real
heard of that.
things.
Never heard of that. Okay. Santa Paws,
Oh,
the dog movie.
Helen's looking at
The
something.
Polar Express.
Ah,
I've never seen Polar Express. Is it good?
yeah,
It's
with
weird.
Tom Hanks as the animated. Mallory loves it. And there was one on TV yesterday. I can picture it, but I can't think of the name. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, what's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger where he wants to get his kid the toy,
Yeah,
but they're all sold out?
Oh,
I can't think of it, but
I don't
that's
remember
the
the name.
Demolition.
You remember that
Man.
one? What is it?
Demolition Man.
No.
No.
Jingle all the way.
There is one. That is one, isn't it? Is that it?
It is one.
Jingle all the way?
I think that's it.
No, that's got like Ben Affleck in it.
Ben Affleck, Arnold Schwarzenegger, all the same thing.
That's true.
Wow.
I'm gonna count Jingle All the Way as Riggs's answer on that.
Just
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
go-
20 more in his head.
I'm gonna go with another modern classic, Queen Latifah in Last Christmas.
Got nothing. I'm
Got
completely out. Yeah, it is called Jingle All the Way, by the way.
I killed it.
Oh, I just looked up one. There's a good one that we're forgetting, boys. I'm out. Helton, you win.
Well, then
What?
what's the one that we're forgetting?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
How
what
did
is
none of
wrong
us
with
say
us?
that?
How did we not think of that? That's one of the greatest Christmas movies ever.
Hey, you get in the round robin, dude. There's a lot of pressure. You
I
know,
know.
things are flying through your head. You can't concentrate.
Yeah.
I can't imagine being on a game show.
Oh, hell no.
I'd be one of those guys that misses the first question on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Hey, but I'm that guy from my couch at home, like, you freaking idiot. It's obviously this. You're so dumb. Get off of there. You're embarrassing. That's me.
All the BOG squads at home going, you guys didn't name Christmas Vacation? That should be on all your alleys. And you're 100% correct. You know, if we're looking at the greatest of all Christmas movies, Christmas Vacation and Elf may be my top two favorites.
Yeah.
Christmas Vacation is probably number one. Elf is not in the top 10.
Well, because you don't appreciate good movies, Hilton. You like Miracle on 34th Street and other movies that have subtitles but they don't have sound. That's what you like. It's old, so it must be good.
I watched a lot of silent Christmas movies.
Hey, did y'all ever watch that Office Christmas Party movie with Jason Bateman?
Mm-mm.
Where they're like throwing in
the party and they go through all those different things.
Do what?
Is that the one where they're trying to get to the party and they go through like a whole bunch of different stuff to get there and they're doing drugs and stuff?
I don't think they're trying to get there. It's like a big office party that completely gets out of hand. And yeah, people end up like doing drugs, get super drunk and like destroying the whole office basically.
I saw one, I don't know when it was, where these dudes were trying to get to this party and they were going, I don't remember.
What about Krampus? Did you guys ever watch Krampus?
Hilton?
No, actually I didn't.
No. Does that count as a Christmas movie?
I don't appreciate my, cultural expropriation.
No kidding, Hilton. That doesn't seem fair. Making the Germans have to be the bad guys all the time.
We're constantly the freaking bad guys.
You know?
What's up with that? And here's the deal. Is Krampus evil? Yeah. Does it teach you that if you're not a good boy or girl during the rest of the year, that Krampus will show up instead of Santa and stuff you in a sack and drag you to hell? He will.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Hey, sometimes you get a little negative reinforcement.
I wish we had more traditions that scared the hell out of people and made them act right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can't always be the carrot. You got to have the stick too, right?
Yes, exactly.
Hey Helton, here's one old school one that I used to love. You remember the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Oh yeah.
Claymation one?
Oh yeah.
That's a good one.
A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Oh, Charlie Brown.
The moment the game ends, these all come flooding.
Gosh. We really jacked this one up, guys. I apologize to the BOG Squad.
Yeah, our bad.
But I still won, so it's good.
Asterisk. And here we go. Have a little CE, little current events. Try to pick something a little bit exciting, a little bit fun. I don't know if you guys saw, but was it last week? I think that the Broncos had a little bit of a COVID situation where, their quarterbacks had all met together and they weren't wearing masks, and one of them went down. The next thing you know, all of them had to go down. And the Broncos were scrambling, trying to find a quarterback. They tried to get one of their coaches to be allowed to play quarterback, and NFL said no. So the Broncos went with this kid that was on the practice squad as a receiver and activated him, and then he was the quarterback. They got demolished. They got absolutely annihilated, which is not a shocker or anything. But the reason I kind of brought this up is this dude had like literally no time to prepare to play quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
At the highest level possible. And they're like, hey, dude, you'll figure it out. Hop out there and go ahead and throw this ball around.
Right.
And so I started thinking, like, what other types of jobs would you not be willing to take on like a day's notice? Because props to him, he went out there just be absolutely obliterated. It was not going to end well no matter what happened.
Sure.
And I was like, maybe an astronaut.
Astronaut would be pretty.
I'd be like, hey.
Airline pilot.
Yeah. People probably going to die. Me.
Me.
Well, one thing about the airline pilot is I don't think I'd be smart enough to even get the plane off the ground. So we'd be fine, You
just press those things forward.
One
on that wheel.
One thing obviously with all the craziness in the world right now, being a like doctor or a nurse, having somebody come tell you, hey, I'm sick, I'm dying. I mean, how helpless would you feel?
Go ahead,
Having
Dude,
zero training.
speaking of which, so we've got this nursing shortage right in Oklahoma at the moment. Freaking Oklahoma Christian, who has a nursing school, has basically opened up their nursing school to fill the void for like all these missing nurses. So they're taking their students and shoving them into hospitals. Right.
God,
Very, very similar situation kind of to this NFL deal.
Yeah.
Crazy.
holy cow.
But
yeah, or like a firefighter or something like that.
Yeah,
I think
but listen, firefighter, like how? Listen, I know some firefighters. Okay, you sit around your butt for 23 out of 24 hours, and then somebody calls and needs help getting a cat out of a tree. Okay, you're really your odds of actually having to do something life threatening probably aren't super high. And you got a squad around you. You just kind of lean on those guys.
I don't know.
How do I work with those?
Jared Freeman has told me some of his firefighting stories, and they sound freaking terrible.
Yeah, I got
terrible.
The jaws of life out here,
Yeah, going back to this though, like here's what I kind of have a problem with the way that the Broncos got handled. And I understand maybe they were trying to make a whatever out of them,
Example.
Yeah, that's the word. But here's the problem I have. Less than a week later, the Ravens have a problem with COVID just absolutely overtaking their whole thing. And they go to the absolute highest extremes to try to push this game back to make sure that they get it played. And I'm thinking, how does that make sense? How is one team allowed to do all this extra stuff? Oh, well, let's push it back so they can get this guy back, and let's push it back again so they can get this guy back. But one of the most important positions on the team gets completely wiped out, and they say, "I'll play on." Like, I don't understand that. That kind of bothers me because I that's what I've been hearing is that the reason why they did that to Denver was to make an example out of them because, well, they're a nobody team. They're not really in the playoff race or anything. So they want to make this example out of them. But then after the fact, they do the complete opposite with a team like Baltimore. I don't get that.
Yeah, it's pretty bullcrap. NFL, I don't know
Yeah.
if they're being real consistent with how they're kind of levying this stuff. A couple weeks ago, I saw that the Saints got fined like $500,000 and they lost a seventh round pick because somebody like leaked out a video, put it on Snapchat, something like that, of them in the locker room post game. They were all dancing and having a good time, and none of them were wearing masks. And so the NFL freaking came down hard on them, and I was like,
right.
I mean, somebody leaked a video, so now you're doing this? Like, I guarantee you, probably in 8 other locker rooms around the league, it's probably very similar.
At the very least.
And they probably know that, but because the media didn't get that video, it's not a big deal.
It's like we've been saying for a while. A lot of this stuff is all about optics. It's not about what's good practice. It's not about what actually is going to work. It's all about how it looks. Oh, we're doing this so it looks good. Well, in reality, you should be doing things that work. Let's do things that are good ideas because they're going to actually help,
Yeah.
Putting the Broncos out there, putting this poor kid out there in a situation where he's got zero chance, we're probably lucky he didn't get hurt.
Right.
That's pretty jacked up, I would think, too.
Well, and hey, let's bash, on the Saints because they're excited about winning a game in the locker room and not wearing their mask, even though they just played 4 hours worth of football where they weren't wearing a mask and full contact. But after the game, oh, we better hurry up and get that mask on. Like, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. If we're so concerned with them wearing masks, then we need to figure out a way for them to wear masks during the game or something.
If this is such a problem, then we don't need to have football right now.
Oh, wait.
Can't say that.
Too much money.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Money involved.
Yeah, there's been a lot of just inconsistency across the entire. It's just with everything, And some of it you could say has the fact that we don't really know how to handle some of these things, and we're figuring it out on the fly. I get that, But to me, it'd be so much easier if you just had a plan to follow, and when new information arises, then you can adjust said plan. Like the CDC coming out today saying that for people that have just been exposed, it's not 10 days quarantine now; it's only 7 days.
Right.
And how that helped OU get some guys back for their game yesterday. So that obviously new information arises. Okay, let's make an adjustment.
Right.
But
Be
who are we?
consistent.
We're nobodies.
Speaking of coming up with a plan and then just rolling with it, I was reading this story this morning that really got me tickled. So yesterday, there's this big Senate runoff in Georgia that could determine who has control of the Senate and who could have control of the whole, legislative branch of government. So there's this huge rally, I guess, in Atlanta where these ultra right-wing people are rallying for their, Republican candidates. But they start pushing all these conspiracies about how, the whole election was rigged, obviously. And then their advice to their voters was not to go out and vote because it's a rigged election. So they held an election rally where the message was, don't go vote.
That was going to work out really.
That's going to work out real well for them.
Right.
Real well.
Instead of saying, hey, we probably need to get out in even bigger numbers to vote.
No, just don't go vote. Just
We'll show you.
don't go vote at all.
We're not going to participate at all.
Right.
Things are crazy, man.
Anyway, pulling back to football for a second. And Riggs, or not Riggs, Ramsey, I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm for it. I think I would like to start calling Riggs Tank Rigsby.
Tank.
Yeah, because there's that running back for Auburn, Tank Bigsby. So I'm gonna call you Tank Rigsby.
I want to call him Tank Rigsby just because.
Yeah. I just think we'll just call you Tank.
Yep, we sure will. Tank it is. I love it, Riggs. What do you think?
Who the hell cares what he thinks?
Hey, I'm all for it.
Well, boys, looks like we did it.
What a week.
What a week. Now we're 2 weeks away from Christmas break. Riding off into the conclusion of this trying semester we've all had to deal with. One thing I'll say, I'm proud of us. A lot of pressure, a lot of crazy stuff. I know for a fact, Held's been teaching his butt cheeks off this year. If there was another Teacher of the Year award given at the semester, I don't know how anybody would beat Helton right now.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about this guy's got no butt cheeks left. That's how much he's been teaching it. He's been teaching them all.
I'm completely flat.
The other day I looked, I was like, how are his pants staying on? And then he had that belt pulled to the very last hole. He was just.
I had to make that. I had to make that hole.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Old frog butt. Oh. Well, we did it, guys. Number 18. Down. Next week we'll pick up 19, We'll be there.
Is that Riggs next week?
Riggs.
It's me.
Which means what, Helton, you're gonna have it for the Christmas
the Christmas special.
The pre-Christmas
a very special episode of the BOGcast.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, Riggs, you want to sing us out here, or?
Sure. Hey, little Christmas theme.
Ooh.
Bug, 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 bug. Bug, 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 bug. Bug, 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 bug,
bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug, bug.
Bye, guys.
Bye.